Whoa, Lamar Jackson officially requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. Unreal. In fact, he took to Twitter to let us know he requested this trade all the way on March 2nd. This is scorched earth. This is a completely fractured relationship. I can't imagine Lamar Jackson playing another game for the Baltimore Ravens. I think he's moved. Obviously, he's got the non-exclusive franchise tag, so a team can negotiate a contract with Lamar. If he agrees to it, the Ravens have a chance to match, or that team can acquire Lamar Jackson for their negotiated contract and compensate the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-round picks. Now, beat reporters of different teams have said these teams are in, out, whatever. I don't believe a damn word. If Lamar Jackson can really be had, a lot of teams are going to be making phone calls. 3 teams that pop out to me right away as suitors. The Atlanta Falcons, ton of cap space. They have Desmond Ridder as their quarterback. They pick currently 8th in the NFL draft, so it'd be their first-round pick this year. And then next year, you're looking at the NFC South. I still think if they get Lamar Jackson, they can compete for the NFC South division title. The Saints have Derek Carr. They're probably front runners. But you get Lamar Jackson, it's not only that you're getting an incredible football talent, a guy who won an MVP at 26 years old. Lamar Jackson is box office. From an ownership perspective, Lamar Jackson gets you on TV. Lamar Jackson puts behinds in seats. He is prime time television and would immediately be the most exciting quarterback the Atlanta Falcons have had since prime Michael Vick. Team number 2, Washington Commanders. I know it's Sam Howell season. Look, hate to break your hearts, Commanders fans. I like Sam Howell. I think he was a steal where he was drafted. We've seen him before. It's called Ryan Fitzpatrick. A gutty player who can give you average to sometimes above average football. Fine. He's never going to be the guy, most likely, that when his contract is up, you're going to give him $40, $50 million to. You bring in Lamar Jackson to that roster, which has some nice pieces. I like Terry McLaurin. I like some of their pieces on defense. And their division, Dallas is probably still ahead of them, but the conference overall in the NFC, you put Lamar Jackson on the Commanders, they're a playoff team. Straight up. Straight up. And here's a wild card team, the Detroit Lions. And Jared Goff had a phenomenal season last year. Jared Goff played way better last year than I ever imagined he would in Detroit once he was traded. No shade towards Jared Goff. But let's be real. If they could unload Jared Goff somewhere else and bring in Lamar, my goodness, I already have the Detroit Lions as a sneaky team to make some noise in the NFC next year anyway without Lamar. I think they're in the conversation to be the 3rd best team in the NFC outside of Philly, San Francisco. I think Detroit could be right there. Now, if you get Lamar, game changer. Game changer. You don't have the roster that San Francisco does, but you have an elite talent at quarterback. You put Lamar Jackson behind what was last year's best offensive line in the NFL. Woo! With some young pieces they got on that defense with Dan Campbell's energy. Man, that would be exciting. That would be exciting for the NFL. I think they prefer to trade him to the NFC. Those are the 3 teams that stick out to me, and this really speaks volumes of quarterback mobility in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is retiring a Packer. Lamar Jackson will never leave Baltimore. Aaron Rodgers is leaving. Lamar's requested a trade. Tom Brady went somewhere else. Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. Even a quarterback the level of Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins, up until recently, they play with one team, usually all the way up until maybe the end of their career. This is not your grandfather's NFL. Quarterback mobility, especially for superstars, is going to head in an NBA-like direction, and it's exciting. Those are 3 teams to keep an eye out for Lamar Jackson, and we'll talk ball soon.